Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Awaken Healings with Jess. I'm here to bring you an energy update on the Mercury retrograde occurring in Pisces. So right now we're in the shadow phase of the Mercury getting ready to go into retrograde. That will actually happen next week on the 17th to the 18th of February. And it should come out of retrograde around the 9th of March. So stay tuned for that energy. It's going to have a very slowing effect. So as we had talked about in the previous videos, we're still in Aquarius season, but that's soon going to be ending. As of the 19th, we'll be entering Pisces. So with that, we had the fast-moving, energetic energy of Aquarius, catalyzed with the playful energy of Leo with the full moon last week. So it had a very motivating, very energizing, had a moving effect associated with it. But now we're going into Pisces season, which is water, which is going to have naturally a calming, more flowing type energy associated with it, more dream-like, association. Take that and couple it with Mercury. With Mercury in retrograde, it's going to require us to be more present, more mindful. It's going to require us to be a bit more intentional with the things that we're doing right now in our lives. So less to-do list, less of the go energy and more of like, okay, hang on, let me just think about it. Let me feel my way through this situation before I act. So with Mercury, a lot of people fear Mercury in retrograde just because it has a negative connotation of impacting communication, creating a lot of arguments, creating a lot of misunderstandings, interfering with travel, making our electronics go wonky. Anything that could go wrong tends to usually happen within that 3-week period of the Mercury retrograde. So those are just, some of the things that can happen within the Mercury retrograde. But what's happening right now is that it's requiring us to just be more mindful and to slow down and be like, okay, hang on. Now that we know Mercury is in retrograde as of, the 17th or 18th of February, during that period, we're going to be more reflective of what we're thinking, of what we're doing, of what we're about to say. Just because our words can potentially trigger misunderstandings. It could trigger emotions in people, just, with Mercury in retrograde, it's a perfect time for us to reflect. And I was listening to a healer a couple months ago talking about Mercury retrograde and how any word that starts with RE is usually associated with the Mercury retrograde, which I found interesting. So in other words, review, reduce, reflect, remind, reuse. So a lot of it, what it is, if you notice, it's about taking a second look at things. It's about going back and revisiting a situation or an issue or a conversation. So that's where all of us are being called to be more mindful and to take a moment and be like, okay, let me take a step back, reflect, review, and so forth about what's going on before you make a decision, before you decide a course of action. All right. So I feel like with us that are working on what I was talking about last month or a couple videos ago, our passion projects, it's a time for us to review our progress, check in, see if we're still on target, see if we like the direction we're going in, see if we like how things are developing. It's a perfect time for us to step back and just sort of refine the details, refine the thought process, refine the strategy, all that. So that's what's going on with the Mercury retrograde for the next 3 weeks, starting next week on the 18th of February, lasting through the 9th of March. So just sort of keep that in mind. It's definitely a time for us to be mindful, to definitely reflect a bit more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull some cards using the regular Rider-Waite Tarot deck and just sort of see what comes in for this particular time period right now. Hang on. The deck is kind of being splashed. But yeah, I hope you all are doing well. I hope your projects are coming along nicely, and I hope that, you know, all of the goals you're working on are being met, being achieved, taking more of a 3D type formation versus just being up in the 3D state. Yeah, so what am I seeing? So the first card that popped out automatically was Four of Swords reversed. It's a card of pause. It's a card to check in. It's a card of resting. It's a card of reflecting. It's a card to take a moment and be like, all right, hang on. We've been going 1,000 miles, and then now it's time for us to stop and rest, meditate, check in, reflect, all right? When this card is coming in reverse, that means we're overdoing it on things. We're probably redlining our energy. You know, many of us are like hypersensitive, hyper motivated right now, because I know I am. And I do feel a bit of burnout coming in, right? So I'm just trying to check in with myself and be like, all right, Jess, you know, how do you feel? Do you feel tired? Are you losing momentum? Are you losing the motivation? If the answer is yes, that means it's definitely a time to rest, recuperate, re-energize. All right, again, those are all the RE words that are perfect for the Mercury retrograde. So just something to keep in mind. So yeah, while we're resting, this gives us a perfect opportunity to reflect on the new things, to reflect on our goals and ideas, our passions. This is the Ace of Wands coming in. This is, you know, this is a reminder to say, all right, you know, let's re-energize you and re-infuse you with motivation, with creative energy, with creative inspiration. So this is coming in for us if we allow it. But we'll miss this opportunity if we're too busy on the go, moving, working, you know, just nose to the grindstone, burning the midnight oil, burning the candle on both ends. Can't do that. You're going to miss the spark of inspiration if you don't stop and take care of yourself to rejuvenate and unwind and to nurture yourself. You know, we need that time to be like, all right, you know, I've been working really hard on myself. I've been working really hard on my healing journey, and I've been working really hard on the goals that I really want to achieve, and I don't want to lose momentum. But if you don't stop and rest, you're going to miss the spark of inspiration for the next phase. Okay? So I feel like some of us may be coming upon a benchmark where, you know, we've sort of done everything that we possibly can for that particular segment of what we're working on. And now it's time to sort of stop and be like, all right, let me just feel my way through this, and let me just receive some psychic downloads and check in with, you know, my spirit guides, and check in with the energy, and just sort of allow the work itself to flow and to just be. Because the next answer, the next phase will come to you. So if some of you are feeling stuck and like, oh my God, I don't know what's going to happen, I don't know what to do next, well, don't force it. This is a time to not force the issue. This is a time to become more mindful, more present, and more reflective. Especially when we enter Pisces season, that's going to be heightened 1,000 folds, because with the Pisces season, that is about us becoming more authentic with ourselves. That is about us becoming more in tune with our intuition and our spirituality. It's also a great time for us to get grounded. This is the King of Pentacles. So I feel like this is us, you know, taking the time to really ground our projects, ground ourselves, and give ourselves a pat on the back for recognizing our successes for a job well done. You know, I feel like many of us are sitting in an energy space of abundance and prosperity and satisfaction and success, and it's a great thing. So embody this energy of the King, and he's earth energy. It's the perfect time to just really ground ourselves in heavy earth energy and be like, okay, I'm present. I'm here right now in this moment. I'm not over there, you know, future tripping about what to do next. I'm not stuck in the past worrying about, well, that happened, you know. No. Right here, right now, in the present. This is exactly where we need to be and where we should be, you know, within the energy of the Mercury retrograde. As we stay grounded and as we stay practical and as we stay, you know, even-keeled and nice and steady, that's going to get us through, you know, the Mercury retrograde successfully, and that's really going to allow us to really breathe life and energy into these projects. But yeah, just know that, you know, cycles are ending. And if you're feeling burdened about all this, this is all coming to an end. And, you know, we're entering a new phase. And I feel like the Mercury retrograde energy is going to allow us to reflect upon what we're letting go, what we're releasing, releasing, and what it is that we're creating space for. All right. So let me just clarify, pull some cards around the Ten of Swords. See if we can get a few more cards about that. Yeah, you're releasing heartache and rewarding yourself, recognizing yourselves for a job well done. So you have Three of Swords coming in on top of this Ten of Swords. So releasing heartache. And this came in as well. This is the Six of Wands reverse. This is personal victory. So I feel like this is a personal healing. I feel like this is you picking up the pieces and saying, all right, you know, I'm leaving the past behind and I'm moving forward as I see fit. I'm moving forward in a truly authentic manner. And, you know, the past is over there, over and done with. I'm not even going to deal with it. But I feel like this may be coming up because these cards are sitting in the future position. So I feel like the Mercury retrograde may require some of us to review what happened in the past so that way we can move forward in the future successfully. So that way we can take these lessons learned and apply them in the next phase. All right. Oh, excuse me, my face is itching. So yeah, I feel like there's a lot of releasing and a lot of healing going on. Just allow that energy to flow. Allow that energy to flow and release it and not let it get stuck in our bodies. Because you don't want that to become a part of you in your next cycle and what it is that you're creating and what it is that you're working on. So, all right. Let's go ahead and check in with the Shamanic Oracle and see what the shamans would like to share for this Mercury retrograde reading. We have two cards, and then I'm going to pull from the Sacred Earth. So I hope you all are preparing to have a lovely Valentine's Day. That's coming up on Friday. I really do enjoy that. I really enjoy the heart-centeredness of February. Not the commercial aspect of, you know, Valentine's Day, of you have to buy things, but I do appreciate the soul-to-soul connection, you know, the heart energy, the chakra energy. That's what I really enjoy about February. So, what's coming in for us with the Shamanic deck is the Rainmaker and the Spiral. So, right off the bat, cycle's complete. It's coming in reverse because I feel like some of us may be resistant to allowing something to exit out of our lives, or maybe a bit hesitant to allow something new to start, right? Because some of us can get tied to an old method of being, of doing, of behaving, of acting. And, you know, familiarity feels like a warm blanket. It does. But when you're being forced to step outside your comfort zone, it may not feel so great, you know, even though you know you have to do it for soul expansion and for just excitement and changeability in lives, but it can be unnerving. It can be, I don't know, it can be uncomfortable. But life has a way of moving forward with or without you, and, you know, whether you like it or not, it's going to happen. So this card is coming in saying to flow, go with the flow, allow the changes to happen, allow yourself to sort of embody the element of water, which is, you know, very Piscean energy, and allow the Piscean water to carry you through this process, carry you through to the next phase, and cleanse out any old stagnant energy that's hanging around, you know, within our bodies, within our joints, within our mind, and within our hearts. You know, this is a great time to release all of that and just cycle it through, flush it out, get it out of us, so that way we are ready for abundance. So we're ready to receive. We're now prepared to receive the gifts of the universe, you know. I don't know if you all saw my my weekly woke message on Sunday, but there was a part where I talked about getting in the energy of receiving and putting your hands out, and it was just about sort of preparing the field, you know, for abundance and for gifts and just for welcoming the energy of spirit. You know, and you do that by being in an attitude of gratitude, but most importantly, you do it when you surrender. And I feel like with the spiral coming in reverse, this is all about saying, hey, you got to surrender. Quit efforting, quit fighting it, quit resisting, because this is going to happen. Change is coming in. It's time to flow with it. And I feel like the Rainmaker is coming in to say, yeah, we're going to cleanse this energy. We're going to purify, you know, what's going on in our lives and release the toxins and detox ourselves through rain, right? Through water and through the water energy of Pisces. So what does that mean? Getting in touch with our emotions, opening up our third eye chakra, being more in tune with our heart chakra, opening up this heart chakra if it's feeling blocked. You know, maybe some of you may want to consider going for Reiki treatments. Get your chakras in line. Prepare yourself energetically to get yourself in an energy of abundance and an energy of surrender, so that way you'll be in an energy of receiving. Okay? So just think of it as that. Yes, I do feel like, you know, these are two great cards really depicting the Mercury retrograde in Pisces. You know, I mean, with the Pisces energy, that's all about healing and getting in touch with spirituality and getting closer to spirit and getting more in tune with our spirit guides and our spirit ancestors, and just being more present, being more mindful, and allowing the changes to happen. So what came in with the Sacred Earth Oracle is perception. I feel like this is about us really gaining a new lease on how we're looking at things. You know, adapting a new perception on ideas, on thoughts, on goals, on forward movement, on up leveling. We're being asked to change our perception. So get out of old thinking, old thought patterning, old habits. And it's time to really embrace the new. And it's not always easy. And I feel like that's why the spiral is coming in reversed. And we have the Rainmaker saying, look, this is about personal healing and cleansing, right? It's time for us to really get in touch with our spirituality and get honest and authentic with our goals and with where it is that we want to be and what it is that we want to do and what we want to achieve. If you want something new, if you want a different result, it's going to require a different path. Same old will not get you a different result. Something to think about. That may require a shift in perception for some of you. Okay? All right. So let us check in. I just got these new cards. This is, let me see. This is the Shine Your Light Oracle deck. Sorry about that. I literally just got them the other day. Been using them for the past couple of days in my personal readings, and they're absolutely gorgeous cards. So I feel like with the Mercury retrograde in Pisces, you know, it's a very intuitive energy, very spiritual energy. These are great cards for us to check in with. Ooh, gosh, everything is falling apart. They are a little hard to shuffle though. The cardstock is actually really thick, and they can get kind of clumpy. But I think once I work with them and, you know, loosen them up, it'll be great. Yeah, so what's coming in for you all is deep replenishment. Retreat, rest, and be held. Yeah, look at that. Isn't that a gorgeous card? I feel like this is absolutely confirming what we saw at the beginning of the reading with the Four of Swords reversed. It's definitely a time to retreat, to rejuvenate, to rest. Absolutely. And I feel like when we do that, it's allowing us to recharge our batteries and emerge renewed, right? Re-inspired, reinvigorated, remotivated to take on the next step, to take on the next phase of what it is that we're working on. So just kind of keep that in mind. So let me check in with the Nature's Whispers, and then we're going to conclude with an angel message. Okay, we have 2 for the Nature's Whispers. First one is celebrate differences. Yeah, I feel like that's where some of you may be being asked to look at your differences, whether differences in yourselves or differences in others, because maybe some of your friends or family or loved ones are going, on their own healing journey, their own soul expansion journey, and there's differences that are emerging within who they are now versus who they used to be, and it may be creating some friction, it may be creating some issues, because sometimes that happens when we change ourselves and we grow. People perceive us as one thing, but then we show up differently and they're like, well, wait a minute, that's new. What's up with that? What's going on with you, So that's where points of friction can come in. But I feel like many of us are being asked to, celebrate the differences in our lives, whatever that means to you. It could be you showing up differently. It could be you just doing a new routine, or just saying, you know what, that was the old me, here's the new, and here's what I'm doing now. And also celebrating the differences in others. I'm sure you're surrounding yourself with friends and family who are working on themselves. Well, celebrate their goals, celebrate their journey, celebrate their milestones too, right? That's how we heal and uplift one another as well. And also, show your support. Yes, show your support. Celebrate our differences and show your support. So I feel like that's perfect for what is going on right now. This is about us creating community and being supportive friends and cheerleaders of one another on this difficult journey, because it is difficult, and sometimes it can be a very lonely journey as well. Maybe some of you may be the only ones in your family doing something like this, and maybe your close circle of friends don't understand what you're doing, so you may feel like you don't have anyone trusted to really turn to. So you have to create community. You turn to people who are on this path with you, and it's, you're looking for that support, that connection, that network, just to be like, okay, yeah, I can do this, or those words of encouragement saying, you got this, don't give up, you're doing great. So yes, show your support and celebrate differences. So let's go ahead and check in with the angel messages. Ooh. We're going to go ahead and end right there with this one. So the message is coming in from Mystique. Keep charging ahead and don't take no for an answer. Expect miraculous solutions to appear. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I like this, because I do get the sense that, there may be some of us who may be losing our momentum, who may be losing our drive, just because maybe we're reaching dead ends, or maybe we're reaching detours, and it's like, well, wait a minute, with each detour, it's maybe slowing down your progression, slowing down your momentum, and with that can bring discouragement. Well, don't become discouraged, don't lose faith, don't lose momentum, because even though you may be slowing down, you're still making forward progress. You're still moving forward. All right? So remember that. But yeah, keep charging ahead and don't take no for an answer. Yeah, expect miraculous solutions to appear. So for those of you who are struggling with a problem, you're going to receive a solution, but you have to be present and listening, because I feel like the solution is going to come in the form of inspiration, maybe a spark of inspiration. But if you're efforting, and if you're working too hard and just go, and you're not getting still, and you're not being mindful, and you're not being, in the present moment, and you're not slowing down, you're going to miss this miraculous solution. Okay? So my lovely awakened ones, that's all I have for you right now for the this energy report focusing on the Mercury retrograde in Pisces. So I hope you enjoyed it. There's lots to look forward to. I know Mercury in retrograde gets a bad rap. Don't let that happen. Again, it's a time to reflect, renew, review, and reinvigorate. All right? So until we meet again, have a lovely Valentine's Day, and have a lovely weekend, and we'll see you soon. Take care. Love you all. Bye-bye.